Hi there, welcome to my channel, Freckled Mom. I'm Devin. Today is Flipping Friday, and you guys know I love to flip. And it's a challenge hosted by Jamie from 𝙤𝚘𝚊𝚕𝚊𝚘𝚗𝚜. Her link, as well as the playlist, is down in the description. So make sure you check out both of her channels, 𝙤𝚘𝚊𝚕𝚊𝚘𝚗 and 𝙤𝚘𝚊𝚕𝚊𝚘𝚗 DIY. Both will be in the description, as well as the playlist. So we got some flipping to do, so let's head right in. If you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, hey! Let's get started with project number 1. So this is a Lazy Susan I had gotten at one of my thrift stores, and I had painted it in chalk paint linen white. And I am just painting it and getting it ready for the final touches. I didn't do too much to this except for painting and stenciling. I had gotten this stencil off of my Silhouette store, and I printed it off my Cameo, and I've used this stencil in the past on other items, and I just love it. Definitely want to smooth out all the bubbles, and that way you have a good adherence of your stencil. I go through with my original paint, and I go through that first. That way you reduce the amount of bleed through that you can get. And now I'm going through with Apple Barrel Black, and I'm just going around with a little applicator, one of the little sponge applicators, and I just go very lightly, and I go over all the stencil where I had previously already gone over with my original paint color. Again, I have learned this from a couple other crafters, and it works, so I have done it for all my projects, and I really think it helps. And now I'm going to go through and I'm going to do a second coat. Again, this is Apple Barrel Black. Everything I use is down in the description in case you miss a paint color. Now I use my handy heat gun, and I'm going to go through and peel everything up. This was a little difficult just because of those feathers. So you definitely want to make sure you use a heat gun so that way you don't pull up any of what you don't want to pull up. Look how pretty that is already coming out. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. This is such a big piece. And now I'm going to go through and just clean it up, weed out what I missed, and do a little bit of touch-ups. And look how beautiful that came out. See, it is humongous. I love this so much. I think it has such a nautical feel. Love the feathers. I just love this so much. Now project number 2. This is a dog toy bin I actually had gotten from my grandma's house. We cleaned out her basement and she said I could have it. I spray painted it first out in the garage, and now I'm just cleaning it up and getting it ready for my next coat of paint. I end up going through with an antique white from Walmart. It's just a plain paint you can get right off of the shelf, no mixing required. I did 3 coats of this. This wood was very dry. And I did the same thing as I did last time. I went to my Cameo and I found a stencil that I really liked, and I printed it out, and I think this is so cute. It was actually a bigger stencil, but you'll see I cut it in half, and this is going to be for one side. And I go through again and do my white paint first, the base paint, just so I can minimize the bleed through. Now I'm going to go through with Gray Fox Apple Barrel. I love this color. I think it is super sweet. I do 2 coats. And I use my heat gun again, and I'm going to go through and peel this all up now. Love how this came out. Love that little dog there. It is so cute. Down in the comments, you let me know which project is your favorite today. I think you'll know which one is mine. And then I'm just going to weed out all the little pieces, clean him up a little bit. And I am distressing this just a little bit. You guys know I'm not crazy on distressing, but I am getting better. And this is obviously functionable, so this is, or functional. So my dog does have his toys in here, and I cut that stencil in half, like I said before, and I put it on the other side. So these are the sides of the toy box, which you'll see in the picture. And I'm doing the same colors. I go through with the white first, and then I go back with the gray fox from Apple Barrel. And I use my heat gun, and I peel it up. There's no way of knowing how old this toy bin is, but it is definitely sturdy. And I'm just going to touch everything up a little bit, weed it a little bit more. Give it a little bit more distressing. Like I said, nothing crazy. And look how cute that came out. Oh my goodness. Miko loves it for sure. He goes and he puts his own toys away and pulls them out when he wants them. He is just too cute. If you're returning, thank you. And if you're new, on my channel, I like to do a lot of DIY, gifts and decor, Dollar Tree items, and thrift flipping. If you like these kind of videos, please consider subscribing and joining our family. So let's jump into project number 3. I made a tiered tray, my first one ever, out of some spindles, spools, and maybe some candlesticks. I'm not really sure. These were just some odds and ends I got at an estate sale. I'm pretty sure I got them for free for buying other things. And I just went through and I painted it with my antique white paint from Walmart. So I had gotten these stove covers from the dollar store. They come 2 to a pack, and I had just painted the other side that same antique white. And I'm going through with some rope. I wanted to add rope to the edge so it gave it a more finished look. And this is just rope you can get at Ace Hardware or any kind of hardware store you have. I know the Dollar Tree does have rope, but I wanted it to be thicker. And I'm going around, I do the inside, I flip it over, and now I'm gonna go along the outside. And again, that's where I had painted it, just so you don't see what the paint was. I'm not really even sure what it said before. It was like blue, but now everything is the same color, so it's all cohesive. And I just make sure that I wrap it enough that it's nice and thick. Like I said, I wanted it to look a little upscale. And definitely nautical. We have so much nautical in my house, and rightly so. I live about a mile from the beach, so we love nautical, and it's super cute. Now I'm gonna go through and do the other one, which was a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing. So I had these drawer knobs, and I am gluing them down and 𝚒6000, and I do 3 at first, but these stove covers were a little flimsy, so I am gonna add a 4th one, and you're gonna see that. So if you're gonna do this project, I would suggest doing a thicker plate. So I put down the fourth one, and it is definitely not even. And my OCD was like, nope, that's not happening. So I did fix it. But again, this was very flimsy. So if you're going to do it, I would do it with a little bit stronger of a plate. I do the same thing now with those painted spools and the painted candlesticks, 𝚤𝚒𝚐𝚘𝚗𝚜, a little bit of hot glue, and I just stick it down right to the middle. And then I just add it to be tiered, and it is so cute. I love this so much. And now I definitely want to make more with different items. All right, so here's project number 4. And this is a garden tray, and this is super cute. This was from the thrift store. I am just cleaning it up. I'm taking off the hanger because I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it yet. And so I'm filling in the holes just in case, so there's a seamless finish on the back. I am planning on selling this, so I want it to be really finished. I clean it up with some crud cutter, and I go in through all the little nooks and crannies. You don't know where it was before if it's a thrifted item. So I am going through with just a Walmart black, and I would suggest spray painting something like this just because it's a little funny shaped. I'm gonna go through with some steel wool. Now, I originally saw this on Ginger Chick Rehab. She uses these to open up the pores of the wood, so that way she can use the distressing antique wax. And I love her black furniture, so I definitely wanted to try this, and I love this finish. I think it is super nice. So after I'm all done, I'm gonna do all the edges. Now I went to my Cameo and I printed off a few words. You could make this box for whatever you wanted. I did it for garden, but you could do for your actual mail. You could do a first aid center. You could do whatever you wanted. I just thought this would be cute because it's garden season. And obviously not seen, but I painted that. I just used a white apple barrel, and then I am using my heat gun and peeling this up. I have to go through, do a little bit of touch-ups. Now, these smaller fonts were not very easy. There was a little bit of bleed through. I think they're super cute, but I was not happy with the bleed through. I don't know if it was because it was so thin. I'm not really sure. So if you have any advice on using thin fonts and stenciling, please let me know in the comments. Other than that, I think it came out so cute. I really do love the font. I think it's really sweet. I love the contrast between the white and the black. I'm just sanding it down, trying to clean up that bleed through a little bit. And now I'm going to distress the box just a little bit. Now I go through with the antique wax, and this is the Waverly antique wax, and I just put it on a towel, and I'm rubbing down all the edges. I do go over the words, so you can see that color changes a little bit from where it was white before. And then I get a clean towel and just rub it all off. And look how sweet that is. I love this so much. It was in my booth at the flea market, and I just love it. I love the little hooks that were already there. All right, project number 5. Here's the last project, guys. Now this is just a dollar store sign I had painted in my antique white Walmart brand, and I'm doing the same paint. And this is the back of a chair. And again, I'm not sure if I got this for free or if I actually spent money on it. I think I got it for free though. And I'm painting the whole thing. It took 3 coats. I definitely would have spray painted this going in for a second time. I would have spray painted it. It had a lot of nooks and crannies, and it was definitely a little difficult. I had printed out some words from my cameo, and this is for a sign for my flea market. So some people have a little bit of maybe a fear of walking in. I'm not sure. So I put a little sign. I thought it was going to be cute, and it definitely worked because now people come in to see what we have further in the booth. And I am just putting it down, peeling up the transfer paper. Now, my friend Velma told me to use Mod Podge to reduce bleed through. You guys saw what I did in my previous project, so I definitely wanted to try this, and surprisingly, it worked. I wasn't sure, I never heard that before, and it was my first time trying it, and it worked. So I let it dry just a little bit, not too long, and then I went through and I stenciled over it with my favorite blue. It's Mermaid Parade. I love this color so much. I go over it and I do 2 coats. And then I'm going to use my heat gun again, and I lift the vinyl up. You definitely want to use your heat gun so you don't pull up any of the bottom paint. And I just weed everything out. This was a super simple project. Again, this was from the dollar store, but the back of the chair was my thrifted item. And I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, clean up some of the paint and sand it down a little bit. And I did put some brown paper on the back because you will be able to see the back. And I am hanging some twine on it. And it's going to hang from that back of the chair. And I'm just kind of jazzing it up a little bit, giving it a little something, something. And then I just adhere it to the back with a little bit of hot glue. And I thought the ends of the chair needed a little bit of something, so I did the same thing. I just added some twine to the edges there. I think it gave it that little nautical flair that I wanted. And the color I think is really nice with the twine and the white. And then the Mermaid Parade, I think it looks super sweet. And now I have some hooks, and that wood was really hard, so my husband went through and he drilled some holes for me so I can just stick those hooks right in there. We did 4 holes just in case I want to change up the hooks. And look how cute that is. Oh my goodness, I love this so much and so easy. Alright guys, that's it. Wasn't that fun? I love taking unloved, unwanted pieces and bringing it new life. So don't forget, this was a playlist, so make sure you go down to my descriptions or in my comments, check out the links. The links are for the playlist and also for Jamie's channel, Bored or Bananas DIY. So look around your basement, look around thrift stores, take people's unwanted items, take all the freebies off of Facebook Marketplace, and just recreate something and bring some new love to it. On my channel, I do a lot of Dollar Tree crafts, DIY, gifts and decor, and thrift flipping. If you like these kind of videos, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the bell. That way you'll be notified every time I post a new video. I have a lot of challenges coming up and a lot of collaborations, and I'm really excited. We have a bunch going on. Make sure you follow me on Instagram as Freckled Mom. If you're a crafter, we would love to see you. So make sure you head down to my description and check out what's coming up. If you guys have been following my story, you know that I'm redoing my deck and I am in love with it. I'm so excited. I have a wraparound deck and it's always a different style. So this year I'm going for shabby chic, vintage, cottage. I'm not really sure what style it is, but it's really pretty and I'm really excited. So make sure you guys follow along within the next couple videos because I'm going to be bringing you some really good ideas for some outside decor, outside seating, and just really a nice, easy way to freshen up your space. So definitely make sure you check me out on Instagram, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure you give a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys soon.